Look at that former resistance from the late 2021 highs turning into support over the last year. Now we're kind of in the middle of that range. So what do you have? Just like you have like a tight, like a trailing stop of some kind. How do you manage this?
So, because we've been in this business, like you said, for so long, I've developed relationships with some analysts. I do a lot more. I treat my 7 accounts like I'm a mini PM. I'm not just a day trader or a swing trader or an option trader or this. So like I try and figure out, how to keep money working or whatnot. So a bunch of guys that I know who are a little bit more sophisticated, like Google's been the most underloved, and it has. It's been on the C list for a while, ever since that gap down that happened on February 4th. But then they're like, listen, like their AI isn't so bad. Their AI is actually making progress. Their search is now losing traction. They're about to accelerate again. So, I watched the event on I think it was Tuesday, and I'm like, wow, this stuff looks pretty awesome. And then I actually called an analyst. I'm like, what'd you think? Was like I said, like this is really good. This is a changer for the narrative of Google. So, being a technician, I know they always tried to sell the Apple event, and then the next day meant more. They always try to sell the Fed, and the next day. So I'm like, I'm going to position in some options, and I'll buy the weakness, the 170s, for not this Friday, for next Friday, to give it more time. And then yesterday, 2 analysts came out. It wasn't the analyst I talked to. I don't do anything like that. But and said like this, this could change the narrative. So now I'm going to use my skill set as a technician and price action to see if it starts acting better than the other mega caps and give me a way to trade around position. And then maybe it starts acting better and works its way back into the 180, 190 area if the market gets better. So I try and connect all the dots, because I know a lot about technicals and price action. And I know, I've learned a lot more about fundamentals through the years, because we all have to do a lot more to make money in this market as we compete with all the computers and all the AI. So,
no, I love that you do that, guys. And if you're listening out there, pay attention to this. This is like a pure technician through and through, has been for a long time, making phone calls. I was talking to Dan Ives this morning, for example. You want to talk about 2 people that could not be more different